Because in chapter 2, we're going to go a little bit more into detail about this budgeting. Okay. So when we think about budgeting, raise your hand if you have a budget. Raise your hand if you stick to your budget. I'm going to put my hand down. Okay. I'm not very good. I'm good at like putting it all as a plan, and then it's hard for me to actually follow it. But with a restaurant, with the organizations that I've been a part of, my personal finances are crazy. My mom, when I tell my mom that I teach a class about budgeting, she literally laughs out loud. Um, but when it comes to an organization that I'm leading, I know where every single penny is going. Okay. The way I look at it is I can fail personally, but I don't want to fail publicly. I want to make sure that if I'm leading an organization, I can account for every single penny. Okay. Um, when we're budgeting, we often use forecasting. Forecasting is predicting the future based on what happened in the past. Besides restaurants and forecasting, who else uses forecasting? The weather people. Okay. Are they always right?
No.
No. So we aren't always right with our forecasting, right? We're taking the future, we're predicting the future based on what happened in the past. Weather people are doing the same thing. The last time the atmosphere conditions were like this, we had rain. So the atmosphere conditions are looking like this tomorrow. I'm going to predict that there's going to be rain. It may or may not happen. Okay. Forecasting is the same thing. When we forecast, we either increase or decrease typically by percentages from last year's numbers. Okay. That allows us to be able to determine what happened last time and predict what's going to happen in the future. We typically increase our sales, our revenue, and we try to either maintain or decrease our expenses. Okay. So if we increase by a percentage, we're going to take that original number and we're going to multiply it by the percentage that we're increasing. And then whatever that answer is, we're going to add that to the original number. Okay. When we decrease, do the same thing. This first step is the same for both examples. Okay. However, because we're decreasing, we're going to subtract that answer from the original number. So that way it is a lower number than what the original number was. Okay. Questions, comments, concerns about increasing or decreasing by percentages. We're going to do a couple of examples so you guys can see. Okay. So if we increase by 3% and our original number was 2,000. So what is 2,000 times 3%? Or 0.03. See how I have it up here on the board? 2,000 times 0.03. That's our first step. And that is what?
60.
60. And then because we are adding, we're increasing by a percentage, we're going to add to the original number. So 2,060 is my new forecasted budgeted number. So last year I had 2,000 guests during April, and this year I want to increase by 3%. So by the end of April, I should have 2,060 guests. That's what I'm forecasting and budgeting for. Does that make sense? I'm increasing. Okay. Next one. 5,000 increased by 2.5%. Remember, 2.5% as a decimal, we're going to move that over 2 spaces. So this is actually 0.025. So 5,000 times 0.025 is what?
125? 25.
25, okay. We add that to the original number of 500. So this is step 1. This is step 2. 5,125. Okay? Questions, comments, concerns about increasing or decreasing by a percentage? Okay? I'm gonna throw a little bit of a wrinkle real quick and show you a shortcut. Okay? What is 5,000 times 1?
5,000.
5,000, right? If I add these two numbers together, I get 1.025. Do we all agree? So if I were to multiply 5,000 times 1.025, I would automatically get that final answer of 5,125. So that's a shortcut. Now, if you need to, while you're learning the process, do it step 1, step 2, go for it. Do step 1, step 2. Okay?
So
But
you're
as you
just
want to
adding a
increase, sorry, go
one.
ahead.
So you just add a 1 to the beginning?
Yeah, because that 1 represents 100%,
Oh, gotcha.
right? That 1 represents 100%. So when you multiply by 1.025, this 1 is doing the 5,000, this 0.025 is doing the 125, and it automatically gives you the answer of 5,125.
So in the above example, could it be 1.03?
Yep, if we multiply by 1.03, it would give us 2,060. You want to try it real quick just to test it.
My mind is blown.
Okay. Now let's do subtracting. How are we doing on time? Ooh, 10 minutes. All right. We're going to decrease by 5%. Now, in this case, what did you notice? I had to move the first step down 1 level. Because we are subtracting, we want to subtract from that larger number, the original number. So what is 15,000 times 0.05?
750.
750? Oops. There we go. And so we subtract that and we have 14,200. No, 13,250. 14,200. Okay. So I decreased by 2.5%, 14,250. And the last one, 1,200 times 0.015 is what?
180.
180? 0.015?
18.
I got
18. Okay.
18.
Yeah, so when I said 180, I was thinking you might have left off the 0.
Okay.
Yep. So if we subtract those two numbers, now we have 1182. So if I decrease by a percentage, this is my former number, and now I want to budget in for this particular number of 1182. Okay? Now, ready to blow your mind again? We can do the same thing. What is 15,000 times 1?
15,000.
15,000. Remember that 1 represents 100%. So if we subtract, we get 0.95. And if we multiply 15,000 times 0.95, we'll get 14,250. So the same concept happens. If we take 100%, right, that's our original number. We subtract 1.5, because that's what we're going to be decreasing by. We get 98.5. So now we multiply. Move that decimal place over. And we get our our new number just by doing one calculation. Okay, now obviously this one's a lot easier. The top one's a lot easier. The bottom one, when you get into these 0.5s, maybe it's a little bit more challenging to do it in your head. But regardless, the same concept applies. We can multiply by that one number and get the final answer much quicker. Okay? So now let's talk, oh my gosh, in our last 6 minutes. Let's talk about our income statements. Okay? Sales is always 100%. Sales is always 100% because we subtract everything else to get our profit or loss. Okay? So, if sales is equal to 100%, if sales is equal to 100%, all of this also has to equal to 100%. Okay? Our costs and our profit also has to equal to 100%. Both sides of the equation have to match. Do we all agree with that? Do you all follow me so far? Anybody lost? Anybody lost?
I'm a little lost because I actually
Okay.
can't see the screen. It's just like whatever you're writing on the screen, I can't see it on the projected light. Like it just
Do you
it's
guys
too
not
bright.
you don't see my screen at all?
And I can't see what you're writing on there. I can see the stuff right behind you that's doesn't have a light on it. But the
Or at the
actual
top of
light,
your Zoom, there should be like it says meeting or it says David Dominski's screen. It's like there's two tabs. If you select the screen, then you might be able to see it. Do you see that?
uh, not on my end. I only
No?
see like mine doesn't, I don't know.
Okay, so I'm gonna just in the interest of time, right after class, if we can stay on and maybe we can figure that out. But it definitely is recorded on the screen. So if you want to go back and watch the
Oh, the
recording.
video? Oh, okay.
Yeah. Okay. So if we look at this, remember our profit or loss is equal to sales minus expenses. Do we all agree so far? Sales minus expenses is our profit or loss. Now remember algebra. I know it's a horrible word for some of y'all. Okay. Remember algebra. What we do on one side of the formula, we have to do the other side of the formula, right? The equation. So if we add expenses to both sides and rewrite our formula, sales, which is 100%, is equal to our profit plus our expenses. And that is how, if sales is 100%, then also our profit plus our expenses also has to equal 100%. Okay? So the reason why I tell you this is because as we're looking up here, oops, let's go back. As we're looking up here, if I ask you how much do I budget or how much do I anticipate for labor costs? Well, I've got dollars up here and I've got percentages down here. I don't have the same type of number. Okay? So how can you get the dollar amount of the labor cost if I only have percentages?
You divide by what you know.
We will divide by the percentage, okay? But how do we know what percentage this is right here?
You add all the percentages together, then.
We add these up together and then we subtract from 100, right? So what is 25 plus 15?
40,
40 plus 21?
61,
61 plus 11?
72.
72. So 100 minus 72 is
28.
28. So that means my labor cost is 28%. My labor cost is 28%.
Then you skip.
Okay, and now we'll use that triangle. Remember? Cost, percent, sales. So we're not actually, if I'm looking for a cost, we cover that up. We're actually gonna multiply. So what is 300 or 3 million?
3 million.
That's our sales number, 3 million times 0.28. Because that's our 28%. What is that number? It's almost a third.
It's a number.
4.
Sorry,
$840,000.
$840,000. That means for this particular period, I have $840,000 to spend on labor. To maintain 28%, I have to have $3 million in sales, and my labor also has to be on point of 840,000. Okay, so let me go through in my last minute. No, I don't want to rush it. We will finish chapter 2. Okay, we'll finish chapter 2 next week. I am going to create a separate video just because I don't want to change the due date of the homework. We've covered most of the material. Basically, what we're going to cover for chapter 2 next week is just analyzing our budget, or analyzing our profit and loss statement, our P&L. So I will do a separate video of how to complete this homework assignment right here, okay? Because this type of example is exactly like the last question of your homework for chapter 2 quiz, okay? It's 2 parts. We first have to apply the change in percentage, and then we also have to figure out the new number, okay? So I will create a separate video just for this type of problem, so that way when you do the homework, you'll have something to kind of follow step by step. All right? Yes.
Next class, are we gonna have a little like recap of?
Maybe, possibly. I mean, the video is recorded, so you can go back and rewatch the video if you need to. Okay. But we will start with analyzing and assessing the results. Okay. And then we'll jump into chapter 3 next week as well. All right. Thank you all so much.
When is the chapter 2 quiz due?
It should be due on Monday of next week.
Is it already out?
It should be, yeah.
Thank you, sir.